You're frightened. Good. I can feel the terror growing, making me stronger and stronger.
I'm scared.
Good. More fear. It's nourishing me, making me stronger each minute.
Who are you?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
You talk like a child.
I am. But I'm growing. I'm getting bigger and bigger.
What kind of a game is this?
That's it. You guessed it. A game. Don't you like games? Too bad. Because there's more to come. The best part. You'll see. You'll see.
The Luciferian mind of the thinking entities which run the world through the Illuminati families. They have the whole world in a confused and a panicked state of fear. They know we are a thinking being and we construct reality through thought. That is why they are trying to program this disaster in us, amongst other things. Now, everyone is waiting for a global disaster to happen. Imagine what this is doing on the conscious grid. Just imagine for 1 minute the whole world focusing on peace, love and goodwill. Imagine this effect on the conscious grid. The whole third dimension will shatter and come crashing down. In its place, a new world would rise like a phoenix from the ashes, the perfect world that everyone deep inside craves for. A utopia. A utopia where the law of attraction works in harmony to one's wishes and desires. A utopia where humans and animals dwell in a perfect harmony, where the songs of birds fill the air, interloping with harmonies of nature, a symphony that has never been heard before. Where the oceans are so clear and the water so crisp and fresh. A world where the sweet smell of cherry blossoms fills the air and reaches high above the mountains, where majestic white clouds of pillows form in the bright blue skies. But for now, it's just a dream. Returning back to this controlled present reality, where we smell the burning fumes of the cars in front of us while sitting in traffic on our way to work, to a job we dislike, all for a piece of paper with digits that determines where we live, what we eat, and where we go. A world where we are a prisoner in our own mind, shrouded in a reality we never chose or wish we belonged to. A world where we feel powerless to do anything about it. Little do we know within us, we have the power to change the world. So, let's be honest. Why is the world in such a sorry state? And why are we living in fear and denial? Is it really all the Illuminati's doing? The government's fault? Or is it the group egregore of thinking thought forms? Sure, we are all naive children being hit with reverse psychology on every front. But remember this, the egregore group of thinking entities cannot manifest in physical form or can force you to do what they want. They can't. All they can do is send the thoughts to you. Oh, there is that word again, called free will. In this duality, free will and choice leading to the cause and effect and all the way to the butterfly effect. Go and look in the mirror, and you'll find the answer to why the world is in such a sorry state of affairs. You are the co-creator of this world, but you're just a drop in the vast ocean of thoughts that created what we see today. We co-create with the universal mind or the mainframe computer. No, it's not my fault. I didn't create this. You don't know what you're talking about. Denial. Really? Are you not the arse that parks his car in the middle of a two-spot lane? Not the arse at work that likes to cause grief to everyone? Are you not the arse working as a doctor, knowingly administering poison to your patients? Are you not the arse that owns a franchise, knowing that your food is deadly to human race, but you prefer the profits before morals? Are you not the arse expecting those big bribes in a position of power that the good people entrusted you with? Are you not the high-level banker, the stockbroker, the scammer, the drug dealer, the worker sitting behind the drones, killing innocent children? The list is endless. You can loop a 24-hour video on this. But you get the message. To change the world, we must first change ourselves from deep within. David Icke's classic line, brushing the mirror and expecting change. Remember, when you blame others, you give up your power to change. To make changes happen fast is impossible. Just look around at the sleepwalking zombies that's keeping the grid busy with no purpose. So, what we need to do is start the change on an individual level to affect our DNA energy code, which is the subconscious mind. Secondly, and most importantly, is to affect the pineal gland into opening up the frequencies and make the all-seeing eye operational. Curiosity is a must. The right foods are just as important, but just as equally important is knowledge. Knowledge is power, but knowledge is useless when you can't absorb it or understand it properly. Remember this guy?
If you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out, a golf ball-sized awareness. And when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book, more understanding. You look out, more awareness. And when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness.
What he's not telling you, however, is about the DNA energy code, which is the subconscious mind affecting consciousness. There are over 400 billion pieces of information per second that's sorted in the subconscious mind by the time it bubbles up through to the conscious mind. Now, depending on one's belief patterns, only 2,000 bits of information remain. Belief patterns affect the remaining bits of information that we perceive in the conscious mind. Remember, quantum physics has also shown us that the person preforming an experiment influences the outcome. In other words, consciousness can change the outcome of an experiment depending on one's belief patterns. Belief patterns are the hardest to change because of the corrupt brainwashing we receive from our parenting and schooling and the lies from the media. Let's start with the hardest that's been hardwired to our brain by our brainwashed parents and the deceptive system. The God program. Religion is only a primitive concoction by man to command, suppress, and exploit others, to which only spiritually weak life forms succumb. Being this truth to light throughout the world and make it known to the people. If this does not happen, mankind will slowly destroy itself and fall into complete spiritual darkness. The time of truth has come. The liars, the builders of churches, temples and cathedrals in order to deceive humankind. The building temples erected to lies, to deceiving and the enslavement of humankind minds and souls. Those existing ancient and beautiful temples and cathedrals, which are called by many the house of God, which are spread all around the planet, are in reality and in truth temples and cathedrals erected with innocent human blood. The time of truth has come to all of you, each and every single one of you of the clergy, from the lowest ranking priest to the highest of you, the so-called supreme representative of a non-existent and evil God on earth, and who also represent the legacy of his non-existent only son, Peter's keys of heaven, that in reality are the keys of the doors of the hell and darkness of ignorance you only yourselves opened and have created on earth, and who considers himself to be the maximum crown of creation. May my words of knowledge be echoed throughout all existent dimensions, and may it be heard by all humankind of earth, and by all human beings in all dimensions. There is no God of a written dogma, just a Luciferian group of entities playing God and the devil. and creating duality in this three-dimensional realm at the expense of humanity, using the suffering of humanity.
I don't make things happen. Doesn't work like that. Free will. It's like butterfly wings. Once touched, they never get off the ground. No, I only set the stage. You pull your own strings. Who are you carrying all those bricks for anyway? God? Is that it? God? Well, I tell you, let me give you a little inside information about God. God likes to watch. He's a prankster. Think about it. He gives man instincts. He gives you this extraordinary gift, and then what does he do? I swear, for his own amusement, his own private cosmic gag reel, he sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, what is he doing? He's laughing his sick fucking ass off. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist. He's an absentee landlord. Worship that? Never.
Even though I state there is no God, I am not an atheist, inasmuch as I do recognize infinite awareness and wisdom do exist. Burn all the dogmas. They contain subliminal programs in them. The church is big business. They even have a copyright on the Jesus myth character. The central theme of the end times, embedded in all religions throughout our history, and a push for war, sacrifice and destruction. We don't need dogma to tell us right from wrong. Every being in the universe knows right from wrong. The all-seeing eye itself has all the sacred geometries and understandings of sacred universal law built in. It can also tune into the frequencies of the ether and other dimensions. Once this gland starts to work properly, it'll do things you can't even begin to imagine. Just asking or thinking the right questions, all the answers will come to you from all directions. You can do anything you think about. Creativity will come alive by focusing on any subject you like. There are endless levels of awareness. The power you will wield is like magic. You become very powerful, like a human dynamo. The higher levels of secret societies will teach you this once you reach a certain degree of frequency adjustments. This is the so-called Luciferian energies they talk about. Also, keep in mind with the endless trolls on the net who set up websites using Christianity as a front and use the God program psychology against you to discredit the truth hidden in the mystery schools. In George Lucas's occult classic Star Wars, talking about the Force and the positive and negative energies, this is because once again we live in a dualistic universe. Nothing comes easy or overnight to awaken this gland, remembering there are many levels of awareness. The bloodline cabal took 5,000 years to get to the power of control that they have today. Like slow chess players, the cabal only started accelerating in the past 1,000 years, and now it's become so obvious that the grand plan is hard to hide. The most important top of the list things you must do is stop watching TV and listening to the radio. It's so destructive in ways you couldn't even believe to imagine. It also entertains at a kindergarten level. It's disgraceful. The general population can't see that because they're in a hypnotic trance. Today, they're using more elaborate ways to program you and dumb you down, using the negative side of sacred geometry against you on TV. Even at work, whilst waiting for a lift to your floors, they're programming you. Fluoride is a must to stop, as this crystallizes the gland. Try and stop eating meat. You feel great down the track, and this will slowly start starving some of the negative energy thought forms we created and bring harmony to the planet. Stop alcohol. They're all brain scramblers. Stop vaccinations. These are for stupid people only. Health is very important. Learn to shop right by identifying the enemy. Exercise, meditate, and take up chi or yoga. Learn about sigils and about pineal frequency adjustments. Learn self-healing. The cures to illness are not only in nature, but the real cures are in vibrational frequencies. These technologies are hidden and suppressed. Remember, on the second level of awareness, our bodies are electric and light, so what better way to heal but with frequencies? Why do you think microchips are compatible with our bodies? Why do you think laser light works on facials to smooth wrinkles? Lasers are light frequencies. The solutions to any problems will come when our awareness levels rises. It's all in the frequencies you occupy. I will go through these subjects in more detail in coming videos. We have technologies that can do anything and everything. A small box can power a whole city. Cars that run on water. We can fix every problem and cure every disease and reverse environmental damage in a very short period of time. Houston, we have the technology. We can grow endless amounts of food without chemicals or fertilizers if we realize the technology to the farmers. If they want right now, they can end poverty with a stroke of the pen. Everything is a scam. Money, taxes, and diseases. All the unnecessary laws and red tape are designed to keep you busy and frustrated. Did you know that stated in the constitutions of the world that money can be printed by governments for infrastructure, schools, hospitals, and anything that involves the government? They sold pieces of the government illegally and privatized it. They also illegally bought in the IMF. Learn the real laws and learn your legal rights. Let's just think for 1 minute what else these criminals have done to the human race. Now, if reality is holographic, then what gives them the right to charge you for land that exists on a waveform which only comes into existence when viewed? Land on the earth is our God-given right that should be for free. We are life forms connected to the earth, which is all provable. How dare they charge us for anything? The whole system needs to collapse, and a new digit system needs to take its place with no interest charged. Everything needs to be restructured and the cabal given their marching orders. Reform the government and healthcare systems. The government structure should be there to serve the people, not enslave it. Reform the education system for the young shoots grow to be strong, healthy trees. Abolish every form of illegal taxes. Abolish the war machines and focus on turning the planet into a paradise for everyone. Wishful thinking? Maybe. But achievable with the right, clean mind attached to a fully functioning, all-seeing eye working. Why do you think they put this symbol everywhere? To show you they are controlling you, suppressing you. It's not Illuminati symbolism. None of it is. And it certainly does not belong to the Jewish mafia running Hollywood. The symbolism has been around since the beginning of man. Why so much technology now, and why is it happening so fast? This is because now they're beginning to understand more from the hidden archives of past knowledge about the bending of light Anything, and I mean anything that can be imagined by the human mind, can be turned into reality when you understand thought, the creational process, and the holographic nature of reality. That is why everyone is kept very busy, kept a slave from the start of life until reaching school, where they teach you nothing but time-wasting crap and how to be a money slave. Then enter the life where you're kept so busy and run down with work, with red tape and useless laws that crushes your creational forces. Introduced to a life of hard labor, taxes, sickness, and very importantly, not living in the moment, but always planning that things will be done sometime in the future, which is non-existent as yet. The super elite rich, perched high in the pyramid, can do both. They can live in the moment because they can afford to do so. Their life is always exciting and always in the moment. The poor, the 99.9%, are wasting time in the moment, planning for a future event like traveling or a fishing trip. It's always in the future. What I'm saying here is that they can do anything spontaneously because they have the funds created out of thin air with our sweat and labor. This is the association of time with money and the value we have given to a piece of paper with digits. Once you release, there is no time, no space, no past or future, and everything that is happening at the moment of now. You will go crazy at what this elite have done to the human race. The 3D world we see in front of our eyes is manifesting at that one moment. In the coming video, I will show you more on consciousness and changing your current life. Even though everything is an illusion, it's all that we have for now, and it sure does feel real. A good illusionist will make you feel that indeed the illusion performed is real. Some people will tell you to disconnect from the illusion, but you cannot, and if you try, you will get very depressed trying. What you can do is make changes to the illusion and make it more comfortable for everyone by complying with universal law and using it to your advantage on a personal level without hurting and enslaving others who are here to explore and play with physical reality just like you are. The elite have rigged the game to benefit themselves and in return benefit a group egregore thought forms. The problem with these controlling satanic elite is that they don't want to lose their power of control. Instead of waking up the populace, they're dumbing them down. We can all live in harmony together. There is enough space, enough resources, and enough wealth. So why don't they want this harmony? They do it for themselves, with you excluded and the remaining population as their minion slaves. But for this to happen, the total destruction, apocalyptic nature must occur. Whoever survives these destructive cullings will be enslaved. Watch a movie called THX. That is their goal for the human race. They are now sterilizing the males. That is why shares in companies like Genea are skyrocketing. These companies are charging a fortune to help women have children. How thoughtful of them. First they sterilize them, then charge them to conceive. In the future, they want to control all births. No sex or reproduction. It'll all be done in a laboratory. The elite cabal bloodlines running the globe are nothing but a mafia-run organized crime syndicate dressed in monkey suits to give the illusion of power and importance. It's all a charade. They themselves have been manipulated, mind-controlled, and inbred long ago, nurturing the reptilian side of the brain, which now they are deprived of empathy. Their crimes against humanity are so transparent now. You see, once you have the all-seeing eye, your awareness levels will have the power to see through everything. No one can deceive you. Remember, the elite cabal only represents 0.001% of the population. So you must realize then that you're the problem, and you're the one helping and holding up this hideous false reality. The time has now come. No more being a spineless jellyfish. Come on, lions. Grow your manes back. lionesses. Take the lion's side. No more division.
Where did you come from?
You stripped off my disguise. At last you see me as I really am. And now you must die so that I can live.
You can't hurt me. You're part of me.
The bad part, yes. You fed me, nourished me, made me strong so that now I can destroy you.
No, I won't let you. I'm stronger than you are. And I'm never going to be like you.
How do you know? How do you know?
I'm not afraid of you.
No! Get back!
I can't feel any fear now. And you can't face me, can you?
Let me alone! Don't come any closer! I'm growing weaker. Weaker! No! No!